Hey y'all, have you ever heard this before? He had a stroke. Oh my gosh. And then you're so surprised because you're like, he had a stroke? Seriously? Because you're thinking, how, when, where, why? But I'll finish that later. I just want to say this. Thank you so much for joining me, y'all. I'm Dr. P, and in the next 15 minutes, I'll be sharing with you the continuation of that story. And I'll also be sharing with you 4 actions that you can take for self-care that are not just beneficial for you, but they will also be beneficial for your business. Please like and share this video if you get value from it and you're listening to it. And if you're listening to the replay on the podcast, really appreciate your support there. And like I mentioned, I'm Dr. P with Priscilla Kusser Consulting Solutions, and I'm a strategic business coach. I was a school psychologist and special education administrator for 10 years, worked on professional organization committees, and I've been a part-time faculty at the master's level for psychology courses. And I've worked in all kinds of districts, organizations, small, medium, large. And I, at one point in time, have been in rooms where people went, oh my God, he had a stroke. How did he have a stroke? How did she have a stroke? What are you talking about? And they're seeming so surprised. I mean, think about it. Have you made that exclamation before where you heard about somebody who had a stroke and you're so surprised, right? Because you're thinking it was so unbelievable that that particular person had a stroke. You're thinking, how, why, when, where? Because all of these questions coming through your head. And the other thing that you're thinking about is the fact that this is the person that was putting in all of these hours, right? They were always contributing to the organization. Think about it. Probably was that person who was working 80 to 100 hours, but you probably did not know how many hours they were working because they were always the first one in the office. They were always the last one out. And I'm sure that as a business owner, you probably are the first one in and the last one out, right? Because it happens to a lot of us. But here's what I find important. It is important to work on your business, but it's also important to take care of ourselves, right? Because when we're just working, I mean, as a small business owner, your business and your personal are so connected. And if you're constantly working, then when are you taking time to rest? Thanks so much for joining. As you join, you can say hi and where you're joining from. I really appreciate your support. And I want to mention the fact that, yeah, I get it. When your home office is literally in your home, right? Your personal life is literally right outside the door, and it's really hard to connect the two of them. Disconnect the two of them, because it is a part of who you are. It's a part of who we are, our business and our personal. But we still need to leave some time for ourselves, for our own self-care. Yes, they're interconnected, but we still need to take care of ourselves. So I know it can be so tempting to just sit and work on your business, at any point in time, because you're home, right? Whether you're in your home office or you're in some other part of the house, you're like, oh my gosh, I have free time, right? So let me just keep working on my business. But here's something I realized. If you're always working on your business, there are certain things that are going to start happening in your business. And I'm going to share some with you that I know made me stop and go like, whoa, hold on. What self-care am I doing for myself? So think about these ones. Are you finding yourself getting like really frustrated really quickly, but at really small things? Just think about that. What about if you're having some difficulties with focusing? That could be something that's troubling you right now, and you can't quite figure out why you can't focus on things. Have you noticed like changes in your energy level? Where are you sitting down thinking, hey, I used to have so much energy, but now I don't feel so energetic? Or even changes in how you eat. Maybe you're starting to put on a little bit of weight around your gut, especially. And for some of you, you might even be noticing some weird weight loss. And I say weird because you may not even be trying to lose weight, but yet you're losing weight. Yes, it is possible that the things I just mentioned could be related to some other health issues and concerns and conditions, and I highly recommend that you do consult with your medical professional just to make sure that these things are not symptoms of something more serious, because you want to make sure you are taking care of yourself. But let's get back to some of those things that you might start noticing about yourself, right? You might realize you're constantly glued to your phone. Like, it's always in your hand, your eyes are always looking at this screen, or you're on your laptop all the time, or you're on social media, on your phone, on your laptop, on your tablet, but you're all, or maybe even in your car, because some of our cars got all of these smart systems, right? But you're constantly on social media, constantly responding to emails at all hours. Even when you're at dinner with your family or during a family outing, you're constantly just working. Even when you're supposed to be having downtime and enjoyable downtime with your family. And by no means am I saying to you that you shouldn't be working on your business. That's not what I'm telling you to do. And I'm certainly not saying don't be responsive to people who email you. I'm not saying that either. I'm just saying that you need to have some time built into your schedule for you. And when you do that, you are going to see changes in your own levels of productivity and changes in how you're approaching tasks and even how you problem solve, concentrate, how you focus, how you interact with others. And that's where you're going to start to see those differences in your business, because then you'll also be sharing this positivity with those around you, and they in turn can be inspired and motivated to keep pushing through, especially especially during difficult times. So that's what I mean by you can definitely see some benefits, not just for you, but for your business, especially if you are a small business owner, especially if you're a micro business owner or solo entrepreneur. You do a lot in your business, and you do need to set aside time for your self-care. So I'm talking about taking a break or two, or maybe even three, just to help you kind of rejuvenate, refocus, re-energize. So like I mentioned, I was a school psychologist before being a business coach. So I really want to pull an example from working in the school system, right? And then I'll also share one about working in the workplace. So think about when you were back in school, right? When you were back in school and you had recess, you break time depending on how your school is structured, and you also had lunch. Those were breaks in your schedule. We weren't sitting down in classes from beginning to end without any kind of breaks. So we had recess and we had lunch times. So that broke up our schedule. Seriously, think about if you didn't have those breaks. Just think about that for a second, because school would have been a whole lot different, right? And those breaks are really helpful, super helpful for us as students. And they're also helpful to the teachers, because it gave all of us some time to, kind of move away from something that was difficult, take a break, and come back in. Now, flash forward to college. And if you went to college, do you remember picking your class schedule? Did you choose a class schedule that was back-to-back classes, or did you put breaks between your schedules, between your classes, or did you put breaks between your days? Because I know some people who aim to be in school like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and they had Thursday, Friday off, 4-day weekend, right? So it's all about how did you choose your schedule. And maybe you didn't go to college. That's fine. You may have gone straight into the workplace, or you went to the workplace after you went to college. When you got into that workplace, regardless if it was straight from high school or right after college, do you remember the fact that you were given 10-minute breaks, 15-minute breaks? Depends on where you are, right? Or you were given 30-minute lunches, or even 60 minutes, 1 full hour of a lunch. And what did you do in that time? You bucket out of that workplace so damn fast because you wanted a break. You didn't want to be stuck behind that chair, that desk. You want to be out of the office and just move away and take that time for yourself. Be honest. You were sitting down watching that clock going, ooh, in about 5 minutes I get to take my 10-minute break. Ooh, in about 5 minutes I'm going to be out of here for 60 whole minutes, 1 full hour. And it didn't matter if you just warmed your lunch up and went and sat in your car, right? It didn't matter if you were just walking around the building. The point is that was your time to take a break. And during that time, you were not working. Ooh, and I forgot one. Vacation. Remember you were on vacation? You took those vacations. And when you're on vacation and when you're on breaks, what were you doing? You weren't thinking about work. You weren't responding to phone calls, responding to emails. You weren't doing all of those things. What were you doing? You were taking time for you to enjoy that time, that moment for yourself and reflect on different things in your life. Then when that break time was over, that lunch time was over, you went back into work and then started your second countdown, right? You're counting down to when your work day is over. So it's all about the fact that we had those breaks. We had breaks in our schedules from the time we were in school to when we first started our jobs. So now as small business owners, why aren't we doing the same thing? Why aren't we incorporating those breaks? Some of us don't even take a lunch. We do what you call a working lunch. I mean, come on, you're still working, but you're not taking a break for lunch. You're still working through it. So we're missing that time to really give our brain a moment to just relax and rejuvenate. So that's why I wanted to share 4 self-care actions that you can take right away. Even as soon as you finish this video, you can go and take them, right? Because you are using social media so that you can actually see this video. So I do appreciate that. So here are these 4. And with these 4, you're going to start feeling less stress and avoid burnout. Because you want to stay passionate about the business that you created. And you don't want to fall victim to emotional exhaustion because that's the worst component of burnout. And when you're experiencing that can end up with you just wanting to give up, on your business that you created because you're no longer enjoying it. So please don't give up on your business. Pick one of these actions, these self-care actions, and help yourself to just take a break. So the first one is turn off technology. But don't turn it off right now, right? But turn off technology. And when you turn off technology, I'm talking about putting time in your schedule where you're not on technology at all. No emails, no phone, no nothing. Nothing related to work. And you're not responding to messages on WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, Skype, Google Meet, GroupMe, whatever is your platform that you're using for messaging. You're not doing that either. You're using that time to spend time with your loved ones, with your pets, if you have any pets. And you're not working. You can either spend that time indoors or you can spend that time outdoors. Maybe even start volunteering in your community for a foundation, a charity that is connected to something that you're interested in, right? But the point is just step away from technology. Turn it off. And you're turning it off for a select period of time, of course, but you are giving yourself that break. Then second one is that you can use reflection. And with reflection, this is time that you can use at the beginning of your day and or at the end of your day. For some of us, we can think and just reflect on our day. For others, you might have to actually write it out in a journal to help you with the reflection. Whichever way you choose is up to you, and choose the way that works best for you. That's what it's all about. You're choosing the way that works best for you. So with the reflection, it takes about 5 minutes of your day, and you're thinking about what you've accomplished, and then you're thinking about the plan for overcoming the challenges that you experience throughout the day. And when you do the reflection, you might be surprised at the relief that you feel when you lay in your bed and you actually fall asleep. You're not up with just stressing over what needs to come for the next day. Try it and see. Seriously. The third one is meditate. With meditation, you get to calm your mind, and you can do it in a space that's free of distraction, with the silence. You can choose to meditate or do the deep breathing. Whichever one you choose, if you're not quite sure how to do it, I recommend that you look for a specialist in your area that's their specialty, so that they can teach you the most appropriate techniques to help you with calming your mind and your body as well, so that you can truly benefit from the meditation and the deep breathing. And then the fourth one is boundaries. There is power in saying no, because it's not just for protecting your schedule, but it's also for protecting your well-being, because you can only do so much. So at some point in time, you have to say no. Your personal and your business life are interconnected. So make sure you have your schedule where you're looking at both of them, so you know your full capacity in a day and you're not taking on more than you can actually handle. Because when we do that, what happens? We start to feel stressed out about all the things we have to do, and then all those things we weren't able to accomplish. So remember, as a small business owner, you still have to track your personal and your business just to make sure you're having that balance, and learn to say no to some things, because we can't do it all. We just can't. So those are 4 self-care actions that you can take immediately from the time you end this video. And once you start including these self-care practices, you're going to notice those changes in not just you, but also in your business. There are also some other ways that you can practice self-care. If you want to learn those ways, you can feel free to message me. Thank you so very much for joining. Until next time, remember, solutions plus actions equals results. I'm Dr. Priscilla Kuster with Priscilla Kuster Consulting Solutions. Bye, y'all.